Good morning, children. Today we are here taking the second kingdom of Whitaker's classification, that is kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista constitutes unicellular eukaryotes, and it is further divided into chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenids, slime molds, and protozoans. What are chrysophytes? Chrysophytes are generally called as diatoms. They include golden algae and diatoms. They are microscopic organisms which passively floats along with the current of the water. They are photosynthetic and they are made up of overlapping cell wall structures like a soap box, and their wall is made up of silica. After their death, this silica get deposited at the bottom of the sea and it is called as diatomaceous earth. The economic importance of diatomaceous earth is it is gritty and it is used for polishing, filtration of oil, syrups, and it is also the diatoms are the chief producer of the oxygen and the food in the ocean. Then it comes the next subclass of the Protista, that is dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are also marine organisms. They are photosynthetic. They are of various colors, that is yellow, green, brown and red, and they are present in the deep in the sea, and they are also possessing the different types of pigments. Their wall is made up of cellulose. They possess two types of flagella. One is longitudinal flagella and other is transverse flagella, which is present within their grooves also. Their example most common is Gonilax, and which is red in color. It multiplies very rapidly and gives red color to the sea, and when there are tides, then these are called as red tides because of the presence of Gonilax. Then the third subclass of the Protista is euglenoids. As the name is representing, the euglena is the most common example of this class. It actually does not present any cell wall, but its outer cover is made up of pellicle, and it is photosynthetic in the presence of light, but it is heterotrophic mode of nutrition shows when there is no light, and this is also possessing a flagella. Then it comes the fourth subclass, that is called as slime molds. Slime molds are actually the saprotrophic protist, and they are sometime in the unfavorable condition. They form a multinucleated structure which is called as plasmodium, but in the favorable conditions they forms the fruiting body and which possess the spores, and these spores possess the cell wall, and its example is called as what? Dictyostelium. Under suitable condition they form the plasmodium, and they may grow and spread several feet. Under unfavorable condition they form the plasmodium. Suitable condition they form the aggregation, that is called as plasmodium, and during unfavorable condition it differentiates into the fruiting body. Then it comes the protozoan. Protozoans are unicellular, or they are relative to the animals, and they are unicellular. They do not possess cell wall. The first protozoan is amoeboid protozoan, as the name is representing. In this class the amoeba belongs to. It possesses the pseudopodia. They are present in aquatic surfaces, and in some of them are even present in the moist surface also. Some of them even possess the silica shells also. Amoeba marine forms have silica shells also, like entamoeba. Now it comes the flagellated protozoan. Flagellated protozoan is Trypanosoma, as the name is presenting, that it possesses the flagella, and it helps in the movement of this organism. It causes a disease, sleeping sickness. Then it comes the ciliated protozoan, whose example is Paramecium. It is again unicellular, but the complete cell is surrounded by thousands of cilia. It possesses a oral groove which is called as gullet. With the help of the movement of the cilia, the food and the water is being entered through the groove into the cell, that is Paramecium. And then the last subclass of this protozoan is sporozoan. As the name is representing, it possesses various types of spores in its life cycle, hence they belongs to the subclass sporozoan. Plasmodium is the most common example of this class. Its common name is malarial parasite, which causes malaria to the human population. Thank you.